Welcome to World Prism. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. Let's talk about Chinese electric cars and how they're making waves far beyond their home turf. There's a deal on the table that's turning heads across Europe, sparking conversations in boardrooms and on the streets alike. The car rental giant Sixt has placed an order for 100,000 electric vehicles from BYD, a leading Chinese automaker that's been rapidly expanding its global reach. That's not a typo. Imagine a fleet so massive it could stretch from London to Manchester and keep going, a visible sign of change rolling across the continent. This isn't just a small experiment, it's a multi-year commitment that will see BYD cars available at airports and city centers in Germany, France, the Netherlands, and the UK, making them a common sight for travelers and locals alike. Land in Paris expecting a Peugeot, and you might get handed the keys to a BYD instead, an experience that's becoming more likely every month. The deal, announced in late 2022 for deliveries through 2028, is a marketing coup for BYD. These cars will be everywhere, and fast, giving the brand instant visibility in some of Europe's busiest locations. While European politicians talk tough about Chinese imports and debate new regulations, companies like Sixt are making practical choices. They need affordable, reliable, and available EVs to meet demand. And right now, China is delivering on all fronts. This single transaction sums up the European car market today: ambition, tension, and the unstoppable force of a good product at a great price, all playing out in real time. No matter how many speeches or tariffs are introduced, supply and demand win out in the end. Europe needs electric vehicles, and China is building them faster, cheaper, and at a scale that's hard to match. The Sixt deal is more than just a business transaction, it's a signpost to the future of driving in Europe, whether the old guard likes it or not. The roads are changing, and the world is watching. So, who is BYD? The name stands for Build Your Dreams, and they're not kidding. BYD started as a battery maker, think old Nokia phones, and has become a giant in electric vehicles. In 2020, they sold under 500,000 cars. By 2024, over 4 million. They've overtaken Volkswagen in China and even outsold Tesla in fully electric cars for a quarter. Unlike Tesla, BYD sells both battery electric and plug-in hybrid vehicles, appealing to a wider range of customers. Their European lineup is growing fast, with models like the Dolphin, Seal, and Atto 3. BYD's real edge: they control their entire supply chain, batteries, chips, motors, making them fast, efficient, and resilient. While others waited for parts, BYD kept building. This isn't a flash in the pan, it's a vertically integrated powerhouse. They're not just building cars, they're building a self-sufficient empire, and now they're bringing that empire to Europe. European car makers are rattled, their market share is under threat, and they've called for help. The EU launched an investigation into whether Chinese EV makers like BYD get unfair subsidies. If proven, tariffs, up to 35%, could hit Chinese imports. China calls this protectionism, pointing out Europe's own history of subsidies. The situation is tense. A trade war would hurt both sides, especially German car makers who rely on China. Yet, even after tariffs, Chinese car sales in Europe keep rising. Their market share doubled in early 2025. This suggests the challenge isn't just about price. Chinese cars are also delivering what consumers want. Tariffs are a wall, but BYD seems to be finding ways around, or over it. The real issue: European brands are being outpaced on quality, price, and speed. The old playbook isn't working anymore. Why are Europeans still buying BYD cars despite tariffs, political drama, and growing pressure from local governments? It's a question that's on the minds of many industry watchers and car buyers alike. The answer is simple: price and value. In a market where every euro counts, BYD offers a compelling deal that's hard to ignore. European EVs are expensive, often out of reach for average buyers, leaving a huge gap for affordable, well-equipped Chinese models to fill. For the price of a mid-range petrol car, you get a feature-packed BYD EV, think heated seats, panoramic sunroofs, and advanced safety tech, all included. But it's not just about being cheap. These cars are genuinely good, offering a driving experience that surprises many first-time buyers. Reviewers praise their build quality, comfort, and especially their user-friendly tech, which often feels more intuitive than some European rivals. BYD's cars come loaded with features that cost extra on European models, making them a value proposition that's hard to beat. Availability is another factor. If you need an EV now, China can deliver, while European brands often face frustrating production delays and long wait lists. BYD's rapid manufacturing and efficient logistics mean they can meet demand that others simply can't match, keeping showrooms stocked. They've also adapted quickly, exporting more plug-in hybrids to dodge EV-specific tariffs and targeting markets where price and practicality matter most. Their strategy is smart: win on price, quality, tech, and availability, while staying flexible in a rapidly changing market. For many buyers and businesses, it's a no-brainer. The combination of affordability, features, and immediate availability is simply too good to pass up. Chinese brands are playing chess while Europe is still setting up the board, thinking several moves ahead in this new automotive game. The result? BYD is winning over European drivers, one car at a time, and changing the landscape of the continent's car market. The competition is only heating up, and the next few years will be crucial in deciding who comes out on top. BYD isn't just shipping cars to Europe, they're moving in. Their first European factory is under construction in Hungary, opening in 2025 and creating thousands of jobs. Building cars inside the EU means BYD can label them "Made in Europe" and avoid import tariffs. Suddenly, they're not just a foreign threat, they're a local employer. BYD is planning more factories, including in Turkey, and scouting for a third site. This strategy builds trust, local networks, and reassures customers BYD is here to stay. Local showrooms and service centers remove barriers for buyers. BYD is also setting up R&D centers, hiring European engineers, and tailoring cars to local tastes. They're following the playbook of Japanese and Korean brands, only much faster. BYD is embedding itself in Europe's auto industry, not just selling to it. For contrast, look at the US. America has slammed the door on Chinese EVs with a 100% tariff. BYD cars simply aren't sold there. A BYD that costs $30,000 in Europe would be over $60,000 in the US, making it uncompetitive. The US says it's about jobs and national security, fearing Chinese smart cars could collect sensitive data. This hardline approach leaves American consumers with fewer choices and higher prices. It also risks letting US car makers fall behind in innovation, shielded from global competition. For BYD, with the US market closed, Europe is now the main battleground. That's why they're investing so heavily in European factories and fighting for market share. The stakes in Europe have never been higher. So, what's next for Europe's car industry as it faces this unprecedented wave of change? Tariffs or not, BYD and its Chinese rivals are here to stay, reshaping the market with every new model they launch. The 6 deal was just the beginning. Low prices, high tech, and smart localization are a winning formula that's hard to beat. For consumers, this means more choice, affordable EVs, and access to cutting-edge technology that was once out of reach. For legacy automakers, it's a wake-up call, one that demands bold action and fresh thinking. European brands are squeezed between Tesla at the top and BYD at the bottom, racing to catch up in a market that's moving faster than ever. The big question: does Europe close its doors, like the US, risking a trade war and higher prices for everyone, or does it embrace competition to drive innovation, pushing its own automakers to evolve and thrive? Half measures aren't working. BYD is already building inside the EU, signaling a new era of direct competition. The lesson is clear: you can't protect an industry forever with walls or tariffs. You have to compete globally, adapting to new realities and new players on the world stage. The era of European dominance is over, and nostalgia alone won't bring it back. The next decade will decide if Europe's car giants can adapt, or get left behind by the new dragon from the east, as the industry reinvents itself. The road ahead is wide open, and the race is on for the future of mobility in Europe.